What's up, fasters? Dr. LeGrand here for another fasting video. If you are new here and have not seen any of our videos and are interested in fasting tips and tricks, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other future videos that we do. So let's go ahead and get started into the question that was asked, and that was, what kind of water should you be drinking on a regular basis when it comes to water fasting? So this is a good question because there is lots of different types of water out there and a lot of misinformation when it comes to water fasting and what water should you take. And this really just kind of boils down to you as a specific individual. And you know me, it's always based off of individualized medicine. I'm all about that because everybody is unique and they have different conditions, different situations, different body chemistry. So that's where it kind of leads into, what is your body chemistry? And so anytime I'm looking at a patient, especially when it comes to doing water fast or just in general when it comes to water intake, we want to see their body chemistry. And what I mean by that is, first to start off, okay, let's look at your electrolytes to begin with when it comes to water fasting. So how we can tell what you could do at home when it comes to what kind of water, or even just how much water, which I did talk about that in my most recent video, and I'll leave a link right above here somewhere that you can check out if you have not seen that video about how much water you should be taking during a water fast. But first, looking at electrolytes. So we look at your urine quality. That's something you could do at home, and you can see if you have cloudy urine. So if you have more cloudy urine, there's going to be more particulates in there. That just means that you need more water. But not only that, probably more distilled water because you're running a little bit excess amount of electrolytes. Now, distilled water there's nothing in it, and it's going to deplete you more of electrolytes. But if you are somebody that has high amounts of electrolytes to begin with and tend to also have higher blood pressure, also heart conditions, people tend to have higher electrolytes to begin with. And so distilled water during a water fast is going to be really ideal. And for a lot of people, that might be the situation, but not for everybody. Because if you're somebody, for example, if your electrolytes are more insufficient and you're seeing that your urine quality is a little bit more clear and not much particulate in it, you probably tend to be more electrolyte insufficient. So doing something more like mineral water and doing electrolytes with your water fast will be better versus doing distilled water. I wouldn't recommend distilled water because you probably will have a hard time during your fast if you're continuously doing something like distilled water. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to argue, aren't you supposed to be taking distilled water? That's supposed to be the best way to filter things out. Everybody is different. If you're somebody that already has a hard time doing water fast and you tend to already have the symptoms and tend to have electrolyte insufficiency, distilled water is not going to be the best option. So doing some mineral oil, putting some salts into your water, doing some electrolytes in your water, those kind of things are going to be best for you if you have that kind of type of quality of urine. So let's move on to the next part, and this has to do with more pH. I know what you guys are thinking, oh my goodness, he's going to talk about pH, that's just crazy talk. Well, there is some viable information when it comes to looking at pH, because water, this is where all this talk about, alkaline water, everybody should be drinking alkaline water. Well, that's not simply true, because not everybody needs to be drinking alkaline water. Depends on your body chemistry. And something that I do specifically with my patients is looking at pH balance here. But this is something simply that you can even do at your home, and getting some pH paper. And typically I just tell people after a couple hours after eating, pee in a cup and then check your pH. And where should you fall in? Well, roughly you want to fall in within that 6.0 to 6.56 range as far as your pH levels, trying to stay within there. If you are tend to run below 6.0, so getting like more than the 5 range, that is where you're running a little bit more acidic. So drinking something like alkaline water would be beneficial for you while you're doing a water fast. But if you're running above 6, running in the more of the 7 range, you tend to run more alkaline. So alkaline water is not going to be a better option for you. In fact, I'd tell you to avoid drinking alkaline water, because believe it or not, and I've seen this multiple times, people do tend to get sick when they're pushing their alkalinity way too high. In fact, it kind of causes problems for digestion, helping breaking down food, because your stomach pH needs to be at a good level to be able to break down its food. So you don't want to be pushing yourself too alkaline, or you don't want to push yourself too acidic. So trying to get a good balance between there. And if you are running more alkaline, then definitely stop drinking the alkaline water, drinking more filtered water, more mineral water, things like that, that kind of helps kind of give you a nice balanced at the pH level. So if you are in that 6 range, then don't worry about it, trying to just get a good quality amount of water, filtered water, or, spring water, mineral water, stuff like that. But going back to what I was talking about before, again, it applies about where your electrolyte levels are. So making sure you're kind of applying those things. So just to summarize, when it comes to what you should be drinking, what kind of quality water you should be drinking during your water fast, I really do want to emphasize, try to not get hung up too much about this. I know a lot of people get hung up about this way too much, especially for beginners who are starting to doing fasting, especially just get started. Don't get too hung up about the water, but if you're looking for a good, better, best, it goes back to you as an individual. Where is your body chemistry lying? Like we talked about before, are you running more electrolyte insufficient or excess? If you're running more excess amounts, then focus on more distilled water. If you're running more insufficient amount of electrolytes, then focus on more spring mineral water that get at those extra electrolytes. Now, when it comes to the pH, again, this has to go with distilled or, more alkaline types of water. So if you're running more alkaline, definitely avoid the alkaline water. But if you are running more acidic, then yeah, taking like ionized or alkaline water is going to be more beneficial for you. So that is it for today, but I'm curious about what you guys think. When it comes to what type of water, what kind of type of water are you drinking during your water fast? Are you drinking distilled water, filtered water? What is it that you're drinking? If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up, share with your family and friends. And as always, if this is your first time on our channel, we talk about all types of fasting videos. Dry fasting, water fasting, intermittent fasting, other detoxification videos. So if you are interested, go ahead and hit the subscribe button over here so you don't miss any other future videos. And if you have not watched any of our other videos here, I'll leave them here. Especially I'll leave a link over here about the one about how much water you should be drinking with fasting. So that is it, guys. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later in our next video. Thanks. Bye.